I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh no! Fair enough.
Oh.
You have 30 seconds.
Give me 30. The countdown happens at the con too?
Look at my fucking watch!
Oh, all of a sudden your watch is gonna tell us the time?
I mean, it's technically 9 right now, so make
so in that
stars, my watch is done.
3, 2, 1, lay on.
Oh, okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the Dragget Show, the Dragon Affair Together. I'm Zanny, this is Alkali.
I'm not here.
We're back at Anthrocon!
Yay!
And it really does feel like we're truly back, don't you think? It really does, right?
Oh my God. Like, the city of Pittsburgh is just different from everywhere when Anthrocon shows up. Because it's full of wonderful people who want to talk and hang out with everyone, and confused people who want to watch everyone converse with each other because they need to understand. Watching the Pittsburgh locals try to subtly inch closer to the large furry circles to hear what's going on, and then realize they're just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is amazing. It's like my favorite thing.
Like, oh my God, what? Some kind of trap? What? Who? Oh, it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's always Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's always Yu-Gi-Oh!
Who fell for a trap card? What? Oh. No, it's just Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it is fun though. We are over in the DoubleTree, which means every night we get to try to walk back to our hotel, usually while drunk and stoned. So now let me tell you the real story. We have gotten lost twice at Pittsburgh. It's not that far of a walk, and it's not that complicated. But goddamn, if there aren't 3 turns, that's too many.
I know at least one time I was surrounded by pirates out of nowhere. Pittsburgh Pirates!
Oh, God damn it.
They're right there at the stadium. You get
Okay,
it.
now that's fair. That works.
Not our pirates. Those are
Not our pirates.
different pirates.
Arr, you booty.
Would you download a car?
Yes!
Of course.
That is the stupidest question ever. Would you download a car? All right. Would you download a movie? Oh, well, we'd be kind of hurting them. And a movie's only $18. Maybe I wouldn't download a movie. Would you download a car? Well, the automotive industry has somehow made it so that you can't buy a car from the people making it. They got to send it over to a dealership that is super aggressive and stupid, and when you buy it, there's a bunch of hidden fees, and it costs $30,000 for a thing that goes zoom. Yeah, I'm downloading the damn car!
Absolutely.
In fact, hold on, wait. What year is this?
2020. I don't know.
Perfect, nailed it.
There's a lot of twos.
Somebody out here knows this. Can we download cars yet?
No.
Are we at that point with 3D printing? Well, we're close. We're close. All right.
We need hacker Jack Sparrow, okay? Obviously, this is what a hacker looks like now. I'm sure they got on an eyeshadow. They're probably not on the booze. They're probably not on the rum. They're probably tweaking out on something.
I'm sorry. Are you getting hackers confused with football stars?
No,
it's like, I need to hack. Ready.
Those are pirates now. That's our piracy. New piracy. Just with downloading cars.
Pirates, huh?
Yes.
So I have a question for you.
What?
Who's the John today?
Oh my God.
Oh, smelly pirate hooker.
He's the best. He's the best mascot.
Truly, he's the best mascot. He could be the mascot for our new company. Download a damn car.
Download a damn car.
I think we can figure out, as the furry fandom, let's figure it out. Let's just start a company that pays for all of us to go to conventions year-round. And we're going to call it Download a Damn Car. Because all we need is the marketing campaign. It will just be that old stupid thing they put, would you download a car? Hard cut goes to the 2 of us. Yes. Cut! $1 million idea. Yes, you think.
Matthew Ebel already wrote the theme song.
To what? Smelly Pyro?
He's got a Now Pirates Are Hackers song.
Oh!
And it's also
that's
like a
right.
she Santee, but it's...
Nice, I'll have to check that out. That's awesome. No,
Listening to music? We can't listen to music. I torture them with books on tape. That is how we drive, because for some reason, books on tape keep me more awake. So I need to know, what book would you like on tape, spoken by what famous voice? And don't just say Tony J, because that's what I want to. Tony J can read anything. I don't care what it is. I miss him.
All right, Tale of Two Cities by the Smelly Pirate Hooker. Let's bring that around.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
That'll be $5 if you want a quick rim job. That's just in there.
That's in the book.
Notes.
I remember that being in the book. You need to read better. You can't just pish on reading.
Look, yes I can.
Oh yeah, you're blind.
Listen to me.
Listen
to me. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right? You're just wasting time.
Oh my God.
You can speed read if you look at pictures.
You're talking about a flip book. That's different.
Picture book.
No, flip book.
Story time.
No, story time cannot involve the shuffling of pages. It involves the spoken word.
If you look at 10 pages and just flip through them, like I just read so many words right now, and I can't do that. It's 10,000 pages.
You must have been amazing on all your college courses. Like, excuse me, we were expecting a 2,000-word essay. It's like, yep, and I did 2 snapshots of my junk. Here we go. My report is done.
1,000 words.
More
than 1,000 words.
That's 2,000 words. A picture's worth 1,000 words.
You just remind me
Oh my God, what's a panorama worth then?
That is worth... I don't know how many... That's a lot of pictures.
That's a lot of pictures. You get...
Do you know how much reading I do when I go to the movies? So much reading.
Oh dear God. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Then we got to break it down. We need the core. We need the science. Okay, fine. A picture is worth 1,000 words. A picture can be anything. What's a pixel worth?
I don't know. Your dad drew it and put it on our wall. His dad gave us a painting. It's a big red pixel. I'm like, oh, it's a pixel.
My father watches do-it-yourself networks because, like most old people, he's bored. And he found this thing that was basically take some wood, make a perfect square, staple it together, get some cloth, stretch it over it, staple that on, boom, portrait. I love it. I thought it was so cool. Zan walks in, why is there a pixel on the wall? Like, shit. I'm trying to convince my dad to show up to FurCon. Like, you gotta sell these things and not ask any questions.
I was hoping your dad was like a fan of indie games. Like, oh, it's the character from Thomas Was Alone. And if you get that reference, I commend you. But anyway.
I didn't even get that.
Oh, you don't know.
You don't play games, you old shit.
This is like the ultimate indie game because it literally tells a story with like squares.
And that's actually...
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
I will admit, I'm not much of a gamer, but Zan does get me into some wonderful indie games and fun games. And I'm going to say the name wrong because I always do. Senora Wildhearts? What was it? Sanyasin Wildhearts.
Sayonara Wildhearts.
I was close.
Senorita Wildhearts?
Senorita Wildhearts.
Not even the right country. Jesus Christ.
This is an absolutely beautiful game. It's a rhythm game. It's a twitch reflex game. Everything that I never want to play in a game genuinely made me cry. It is beautiful. The storytelling is one of the most clever things I've ever seen. The game is a gem in a sea of shit. And when Uncle Kage visited us, I was so excited to show him this game. But Uncle Kage is even less into video games than I am. So instead of paying attention to this beautiful, glorious story, he went in and played a video. God damn it, you stupid fuck! I'm like, holy shit, Sam! This is a game that's supposed to make you feel like I feel angry! So we don't play video games with Kage anymore.
How fast would Kage try to kill everyone at night in the woods just because nothing's happening?
I'm sorry, hold on. How fast would I try to kill everybody at night? They might be worth experience points, min-max life. That's how it works.
Jesus.
We're not kidding. This is how we play video games. They got me into Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Hold on, I need this.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Gay juice. And extra gay juice. Or no, it's both extra gay juice.
What just happened?
This is from our friend Kanga. They made these custom cups. Pretty cool, huh?
Dude!
Yeah!
That's really cool.
Uh-huh.
What is inside of it?
Find out. It's extra gay. It literally says.
Extra, okay, fine. It's extra gay. If this is cum, I swear to God. I'll be so happy.
With extra protein. You read the
Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's really nice.
Zanny got me to play Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's the style of game I play. I love a good turn-based game, strategy game, any kind of RPG. That's my style of game. But we don't want to fight. So we had to figure out how to play the game together. It's a one-player game. We enjoy playing games together. And it took forever to realize how we could do it because I min-max life. When we get an item, they must immediately hand the control over to me so that I can make sure the team is maximized. And on their turn, they will use every skill, no matter the situation or the low level of hit points of our target. 1 hit point left, make a bat swing! He's definitely dead.
Look, everyone deserves Muhammad.
Oh my God!
Muhammad. They got so mad on Final Fantasy IV.
We had to stop playing Final Fantasy IV because that's all that was happening. I would play the game for around like, hey, if I was playing, they'd be on fire by now. Here's Muhammad. Like, dude, we need to save mana. There might be stuff later. Then you can use elixirs. We might need the elixirs for the final encounter. They go, I need to go. And that's how we play video games. And I realized, using math, your favorite science, that their style of playing was actually working. Because in Yakuza Like a Dragon, walking around outside and just going, oh, hello, level 1 creature. Ah! You can just go to a restaurant and spend 1,000 yen on food, and they're dropping 1,300 yen. They figured it out! They min-maxed harder than me by hitting the B button a lot, and that annoyed me.
I'm waiting for the next Yakuza game where they make it realistic, and I'm just gonna drain their mana. We're just gonna keep going to restaurants. Our character's gonna get morbidly obese magic users and just keep using their powers. Because every time you go to a restaurant, we always laugh. Because the main character goes, who's hungry?
Me.
Yeah, every time.
Every time. They watched me play Divinity 2 once. We have the studio that we filmed the Dragget Show in is also our lounge when we're not recording. So I was playing Divinity 2, and they were not aware that this was the day that I set aside to make it so I could play Divinity 2 tomorrow because of min-max life. And Divinity 2 has a horrible inventory system. So they sat outside very politely for an hour and a half, watching me fool around with menus and inventory. And finally, after about an hour and a half, they look over me like, you learned nothing from the movie. Because about a month ago, we saw everything, everywhere, all at once, and it moved us. And now the way to end any argument in our home is them looking at me going, you learned nothing from the movie! So thanks for that. Thanks, cinema.
You're welcome. It's my favorite movie now.
It's genuinely a good movie.
Yeah.
We watched it for the Dragget Show. We had a few people watching it with us over the internet, and not knowing what you're walking into and walking into a movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once is kind of glorious to watch. What are we watching? Oh God, am I high? I didn't know I took anything. Like, yes, we win. Because we do all the things.
I can't wait to see what they make next, honestly. I don't want to say anything about what it is. Just go see it. Don't look up anything about it.
Yeah, go in blind. It's genuinely worth it.
Like a smelly pirate hooker.
Who's the John today? The Titanic.
Ooh. Dumbass. The smelly pirate hooker was going to be a replacement mascot for the new Nickelodeon. We just thought it would be such a great mascot for kids. I don't know why. We were really high.
Yeah, that's the reason for half the shit. So we were really high,
yeah.
And we thought, pirate hooker, Nickelodeon, nailed it, synergy, got it.
Do you like slime? I like pirate hooker.
Well, I'm sorry, where did that bridge just connect in the mental sea known as Zanny the Blue? Pirate Ghost! Alright, thank you, Slimer.
I like it, yeah.
Who's the John today? Winston.
But then he gets inspirational at the end. He looks at the camera. He's like, who's your John today?
Aww.
Go tackle that John.
Go tackle that John? Oh.
Tackle that John is like the worst fucking bumper sticker I've ever heard. Yeah.
Dude, one of my best friends' name is John. Every time we do this, they look over and say, shut up.
Right?
They need to learn their definitions.
It's gotta be frustrating to be John. Like you're a toilet.
You're a hooker.
You're a client for a hooker. What the hell?
And then back we just have the fork. You calling me out, bro? Yes.
Anyway. Oh God.
He's throwing down.
I think so. I think it's about to go down. We better change the subject.
I do like, if you've never seen the Dragget Show, we do a Thursday cast that is Billiards for Thursday. And Zanny always dresses so fine for it, so beautiful. And they have gloves that go from here to here. And they're really nice until we decide it's time to fight. And then they have this reach on gloves. Like, I can't challenge them to a duel at all. They've got an extra 2 feet on me. That is bullshit. I need more feminine gloves. I've already got the arm reach. I need the glove reach.
You also need gloves for the sliding. Your hands get so sticky.
That's because I'm fat and sweaty.
Aww.
We do have a dealer's den.
Yeah, we're in the dealer's den. We got Kage hates how loud our table is so much, they changed the layout of the dealer's den to put me, Boozy, Pepper, Fox, and Zanny all the way over in the corner. And that's when we realized if we faced the wall, we could echo back into it. Screw you, we win, go physics.
From the office.
When we first got there, I was like, okay, Boozy, we got the JFK table. He's like, JFK table? I was like, yeah, it's back and to the left. And then he's like, and then Boozy goes, it'll blow your mind. It's like, all right.
It's, it's generally becoming more and more fun to deal because you do get to people watch. But this time, like I said, we're over in the far corner, so we're wall watching and listening to the Anthrocon security chat because they made the mistake of giving me a goddamn walkie-talkie. So if you see me and Boozy sitting over there like this, you know what we're thinking? Not my problem. We're at dealer's table. And then Boozy remembers that he's the lawyer for this convention. He goes, oh shit, I gotta go.
But it's still a show for you. It's like, oh.
One of the best shows I ever had at a convention was years ago at MFF. A friend of mine was running, I actually don't know the department. MFF is a very complicated con with its inner workings, and there was a very strange department that was like based out of a closet, and you just sat in there with a live squat box radio and 4 printers. I have no idea what my friend did, but he was very proud to be doing it. And I hung out with him one night, and while sitting there, the following started to happen. We've got somebody selling drugs in the dance. We are approaching them now. They have left the dance. They're going to the eastern hallway. Can we have somebody cut him up? No, he's not in the eastern hallway. We just saw him in the northern hallway. Can we get somebody over there? He's in the parking lot. We listened to an entire Cops episode entirely based off the security from a convention from the safety of a closet, watching the greatest Benny Hill routine ever from just some sociopath who could apparently just teleport all over the hotel. We didn't know what was going on. I was convinced that this man was a genius and had a bunch of doubles all over the place. Like, we'll get those Dorsai! Ha-ha! And just like threw a cloak over himself, and the other one took the cloak over. No, he's in the eastern seaboard. Run! So the guy finally leaves. That is the last message that comes out. It's like, all right, we see him leaving the property. We couldn't get him. Oh, well. And after maybe 30 seconds of radio silence comes, shh. So, what are we going to do about all the drugs we saw him selling? And then we turned off our radio.
Make it go away. Make it go away. Ah, it's gone. Just because you close your eyes doesn't mean it's not there, Alkali.
Gone.
Damn it.
Gone. Close the door.
No.
Turned off the radio. Close the door. Close
Yeah.
the door. You learn nothing from the movie.
Alkali, the internet. I do that to him. Whenever I'm mad about stuff, I'm just like, Alkali, the internet.
Drives me out of my mind.
What
But I can't help but laugh.
There are things to be mad about. So.
There's nothing to be mad about.
There's always things to be mad about.
Just smoke. If you get mad, smoke. I smoke way too much.
It doesn't make things go away.
No, it doesn't make things go away, but it stops you from being able to enunciate words, so your complaints turn into, I understand, I also don't like, and then it's time for bed.
I'm just imagining you if you were a doctor. You're like, is there a doctor in the house? And you're just like, sorry, can't do it.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, right?
We need emergency surgery. It's like, well, I can cauterize it afterwards.
Oh.
What? We tell me.
I'll get Jackson Pollock with that ass. Just give me my fucking ring.
Oh my God. I'm just throwing scalpels across
Yeah.
Did that do it? No, he's still dying. Did that do it? No, he's dead. Nailed it.
You basically look like the bird from Kung Fu Panda 2. It's like, I'm trying, just throwing knives.
Okay, hold on. Now you're making fun of me being a horrible doctor, but then I went with you for your surgery and got to witness. You need to understand. So Zanny went through transitional surgery recently, which means we were around a bunch of doctors who needed to talk to strangers about parts of the sexual anatomy. We are both adults. We are both furries, and we are both very open. You can just say vagina. It doesn't bother me. Say vagina, say the technical term. Who the hell cares? But we noticed something very, very quickly. Obviously, there are people out there who would be bothered by that. They would get irked out by that silly, normal word. So every doctor, every nurse, every medical professional became a fucking comedian on that day. It's like, we're going to deal with the vagina! It's like, okay, you really need to like go overboard. Oh, you're trying to make sure we're comfortable with the word. So I started calling it Zanny's cunt. And the moment they realized that we were very cool with it, like, oh! So yeah, we're making incisions, vaginas, you'll be able to screw it in a month. Thanks, Doc! I miss those people. Tell them about your coming around.
Coming around? What month? No. Fantasy?
Not that one! Okay. When you came to and got to experience a Wes Anderson movie.
Oh my God.
I wish I was there. I wish I was there.
Alright, so I never thought that like, oh, this is just going to be, routine stuff. I'm not going to be able to, nothing funny is going to be about this. I was wrong. The best part was when obviously this is still during COVID, and everyone's still wearing masks. And for one routine visit, 6 doctors come in, line up on the wall, all equidistant, with their hands in front of them. And they're just like, what is happening right now? And then the one steps forward, like, hello, we're here, and the rest are here to observe and learn. I'm like, okay. I guess I'm glad I can see their hands, so they're not this.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, it was weird. And the best part, though, was, and the one talking, it was, just dead silence. And then the wife says, hold on. Reaches in his pocket, step forward, click, right between my legs. They sit in front of everyone.
You need to understand, the day this happened, so Zan was in the hospital. When they were alone in the room, they could just Discord me. So we were able to stay in contact the whole time, anytime we wanted to talk. So all of a sudden, I look at my phone and I'd missed 2 Discord calls in the last 2 minutes. I'm like, oh. So I pick up on this one, Alkali. I was just in a Wes Anderson movie. A perfectly symmetrical group of people came into the room. They lined up directly in front of my vagina. One of them stepped forward, took a picture, and they all went, I need to experience this. I need to meet your doctors. Could you tell me about any of them? And then I shit you not, they go, well, there's Jesus.
Oh yeah, Jesus the nurse. And also, if it was a Wes Anderson movie, my hoo-ha would be made with a ball of twine. It's very conventional. Anyway, my
Julio down on surgery.
So you have a lot of nurses as you're recovering from surgery, and they it's a big presentation. Someone comes in, and they put on the name of your new nurse on there, and they erase Mark and put up Jesus. I'm like, uh-oh.
It's time.
But no, they were super cool. Hello, friend. Oh, wow, it sounds like you're going through a wild time. Yes, friend. And wow, they're using gender-neutral pronouns. They must be one of us. So, and lo and behold, we talk yes, me and my husband. There it is. There it is.
That's all we needed.
And he's my mom made me a nice sequin dress with lots of bedazzle. Oh, you're fucking awesome, Jesus. I love
fucking awesome, Jesus.
This Jesus is much better and has had a better impact on my life than the other Jesus.
I never thought I'd hear you say, well, that Jesus is awesome.
That was a good Jesus.
One of the weirdest medical professionals I had to meet was a person who obviously despised their job. This wasn't a hatred of a job. This was pure despising their job, and I understand why. Their job was to get me to fill out a Yelp review for the hospital.
Oh.
I'm so glad all of you are as disgusted as I was. She was the PR person for the hotel, and she would walk into the room, and she was very polite. Oh my God, what a sweet, sweet person. And then after she stood there, like, we don't know why they're there, but we've had people visiting the room all day. I happened to be there for this one, and she's just conversing and being very friendly. And then you watch the color drop from her face. You watch the smile that's been plastered on go down, and you watch her shoulders slump. She goes, also, if you were satisfied with your service, if you could fill out a Yelp review. A Yelp review? She's like, yeah. Capitalism. And then left. And that was it. It went over. Genuinely, I have never met a more depressed person in my life. That's got to be a horrible job. It's like, I'm very sorry that your father passed. It will truly be a loss to the world. Give us 5 stars. Anything under 5 doesn't count. It's just 0.
Grandpa died. 1 star.
1 star!
Really? Like, just, it was funny because my pharmacist asked me to give a Google review to them. I'm like, fine. You give me estrogen. It's the least I can do.
They don't give you estrogen. You have, what are those things used to be called? They were little breath mints on a piece of cellophane that you put on your tongue and it would slowly dissolve. Who remembers those?
What
was that?
It was like the Listerine.
Thank you. Listerine breath.
Yeah.
That's how they take estrogen right now, but you need to remember, Zanny has very, very high level ADHD. They forget they did things, so they will take the estrogen, have this thing on their tongue, come out to the garage and see me. He's like, hey, baby, hey. And we go to start making, I was like, wait, you'll get tits. I'm like, oh my God.
Are you ready for tits?
Are you ready for tits? I was not ready for tits. Are you ready for
One of my favorite wrestlers, his theme is, are you ready for this? And I always heard, are you ready for tits? And it came true. So, sometimes, life gives you foreshadowing and you don't even know it.
When life gives you lemons, you get a B cup? What the fuck are you saying, baby?
Hopefully they're not lemons, they're real. So one more story about my escapades in the hospital. The last thing, the troop comes in, they all line up on the wall, and they're like, all right, here comes all the students are here to learn. Like, we're gonna take your packing out. And like, oh, sure, yeah. And so they took the packing out of me. I didn't know that it was one big threaded line that they were taking out of me. So I'm spreading my legs and I just see them doing the flag trick. And it's just like, whoa, whoa, oh, it's still going, oh, and I'm just waiting for it to start turning the colored flags. And I just and at the end, are these your car keys? How did you do that?
All right, now hold on, I have to know, because you are you, and you are a comedian. Did you tell them what you thought it looked like while they were doing it?
I was dying as they were doing it. I'm just I can't say anything right now, because I'm going to hurt.
So that's the beauty of our relationship versus everyone else. We would never do that, because oh man, what if they slip up and do something wrong and harm me? And Zan is over in the side room having to do the medical dilation. I look in there and all I could see is something saying, ring toss, and I'm going to start throwing shit at my mate. Don't do that! Ring toss, I want a goldfish! And then I had to leave. I'm a horrible mate.
I am not going to be your ring toss at the carnival game.
You're not going to be my ring toss at the carnival game. We have a home. We can do this in the safety of our own home. Honk, honk. Well, now I know what song I'm playing before sex.
Jesus Christ.
No, he was your nurse.
Oh, that's right, Jesus. All right, to prepare, can we do the game where you shoot the squirt gun except you just shoot up my ass? You gotta
keep blowing up a balloon every time.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh my God.
I just blow up balloon until it explodes, and that's why I came.
Do you hear the Dragget Show? They revolutionized douching from 30 meters away. All it took was a super soaker and hope.
It's amazing.
And a funnel.
And a funnel.
Oh my God.
We've we've learned tricks over the last month.
We've learned shit.
This is a trick. I had to get a bunch of water-based lube, which is new for us.
Oh.
But it's what I have to use.
God.
Anyway,
Fuck water-based lube.
It gets sticky.
I hate sticky.
And so, well, the funny thing is, I bought a big fucking gallon off of Amazon. I'm like, this has no funnel. How the fuck am I supposed to get this out? And so I complained to Amazon on the review. I'm like, excuse me, this did not come with the pump. Like,
which was pictured on Amazon. There's a picture
of it on the Amazon. I'm like, oh, no problem. We'll give you a full refund. I'm like, oh, sweet. And so we order another one, and hopefully, same fucking thing.
No problem.
So we get, hey, buy one, get one, baby.
But, that's nice. We did get buy one, get one, but it's a little weird when your friends come over to your house, and the first thing they see is a gallon of water-based lube. And then they turn around and see a second gallon of water-based lube. We're very clear on what goes on in that house when they're not around, and it involves a funnel.
Alkali comes in, one of them's a doppelganger. Haven't you ever seen that? That's like a classic bit. It's like, oh, there's two of them. One must be fake.
One must be fake, oh my God.
Mimics.
The mimic, yes! Yeah.
Oh my God, this is not okay. We are not turning the fucking lube into a mimic. That is not what I mean. When it is dark in the room and we are having fun, I'm like, one moment, I will be a little sexy. And I reach behind to find the lube and something bites my hand, because I will not ruin the mood. I'll keep going like, yeah, you need a spanking. Get it off me, God damn. Goes flying across the room, they hear the splat. What was that? Love! I love you!
Casper grew up.
Okay.
A really friendly ghost.
That was fucking good.
Oh.
Casper grew, God damn it. Oh.
Casper grew up. Casper was dead, grew up as a ghost. I don't think that's how it works, but actually they explored that, didn't they?
Wait, did they? Did Casper go dark? Everything is getting a dark, gritty reboot. Have you seen, what was it? Rescue Rangers.
That movie is insane.
I
lost my mind. Yeah.
We were sitting at home saying, what would you like to watch tonight? And while flipping through, we saw Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, the movie. Like, I watch that all the time. You watch that all the time. We got nothing to watch. We got a bowl of popcorn. Let's go. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a dark, gritty reboot. It was a dark, gritty reboot of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
And it was glorious.
I didn't say too much, but then they catch up with Monterey Jack. It's like, oh God, I spent all my money on cheese. I'm ruined. Like, holy shit, he's an addict.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what is happening right now?
They go the full 9 yards. It is dark and wonderful.
It's fucked up. I love it.
We might show that one on the Dragon movie night sometime. That was kind of worth it.
It was kind of insane. Yeah.
Just stupid and fun.
Yeah.
We love a good dark movie. Sometimes we're in the mood for it, but sometimes we're not. Sometimes we just want a nice, fun movie before we go on vacation to wine country.
Oh.
And then Zan picks the movie for the night. Not quite remembering it, Zan. What movie did you pick for the night before we left for wine country?
So no! Sideways.
If you don't know this movie, it is an insanely depressing Paul Giamatti. It is a really, really good movie. It is so depressing. And we're like super geared up. It's our first vacation in years. We're going to wine country. We're going to a convention. This is going to be the best trip. And what do we want? We're bawling on the couch like, oh my God, what a horrible life. I can't wait to go to wine country and quote this movie nonstop. So now we're in wine country, and every sommelier has to deal with, once they turn around, every one of us who once said it, stick your fucking nose in it. Stick your fucking nose in that wine. Stick your nose in it. And some of them heard us, and they all knew the reference. Every one of them.
It's wine country. It's like the only wine movie. Like, it kind of comes with the territory. Like Chicago, you've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's just a requirement.
No, that is a requirement to live in Chicago. Also, you must be 12% bullets. That's just how it works living in Chicago. They grew up in a different location to where we live now. I live down on the south side of Chicago, and Zanny moved in with me years ago. And to this day, around the 4th of July holiday, I get to play a game every night with them because I know the difference and they don't yet. Is it a gunshot or a firework?
Yes.
They're not catching on to which is which. It's always a gunshot.
One time it was a gunshot, god damn it, and I thought it was a firework.
It's true. I was
true. I'm sorry.
I was hey,
Chicago.
What do you think that was? I'm like, murder.
Festive murder.
That's very festive.
Got shot with a firework. You shot your friend with a firework.
No, they shot me with a firework. Hold on, which one are you talking about? Yeah, that wasn't me, that was Al.
Oh,
yeah, okay. So we used to do, that's okay. We used to do a giant 4th of July party when we were younger because basically what we would do is me and my friends would get together and my buddy lived in a cul-de-sac. So we would all go in and go to Shelton Fireworks. Shelton Fireworks had the weirdest sale, and it was one of those curves. The more you spent, the more you got free. So it wasn't buy one, get one free. It wasn't buy one, get 4 free. It was, are you going to spend $1,000? You get $2,000 of free shit. Go back into the store and buy shit. And it got out of hand. To the point where, in order to finish our display in one night, we had to get all of our friends lighting these aerial monstrosities. I used to have a pyrotechnics license. Every year I had a little bit of fun with this. I'd make my own stuff. I'd use the professional stuff. I'd wire it together. We'd have a lot of fun. But when it came down to it, it's just going out there, getting drunk, and shooting out fireworks. And I never thought I needed to explain this to somebody. This end up. How hard is it to understand this end up? Now, if you've done a lot of aerial fireworks, if you've done any, you know how they look when they're in the tube. When they're in the firing mechanism, there's just a little bit of a wick sticking out of the top. Because the wick is all the way at the bottom, running up the tube and out, and that's where you light it from. So when we looked over to L's and saw the wick this long sticking out of the tube, like, dude, it's lit! Everyone down! And I tackled my friend next to me. Paul decided, nah, and stood perfectly still and was shot dead center of the chest with an aerial mortar. Thankfully, he was as far from the firing mechanism as I am from you, so there was enough time for it to strike him, fall to the ground, him to go, ow, turn around, and then the beauty of chemistry happened all around him. So it didn't blow up on his chest, it singed his ass.
America.
Al doesn't shoot fireworks anymore. We put a stop to that.
Oh, the 4th.
Oh, the 4th.
I'm just saying, this end up would make a wicked tramp stamp. It would, especially if you fire fireworks out of there. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I will say, I did see the greatest, most awkward tramp stamp when I was working with the Nero crew. Nero is a LARP that I used to run. We would go to Gen Con every year and run the live dungeon, not the true dungeon that a lot of people are familiar with. We literally ran a small fighting LARP at Gen Con. It was a lot of fun. But that also meant that because you need to have bad guys, there were 20 of us between 3 rooms. And I refused to not sleep in a bed. I have a bad back. If I sleep on the floor, I'm out. I'm done. So I said, beds are for 2 people. And the person who won the other spot in the bed was getting ready for bed and turned around, and on the tramp stamp spot had a giant "Do not enter" sign. I went, dude, what? You're like, well, I don't want any of them. I don't want any of them. Oh, no, because everyone in Nero knew exactly what I was like. Yeah, finish that sentence. Also, I've decided that I'm not sleeping in boxes tonight because I normally sleep nude and I no longer like you. So, it's your choice where you're sleeping. It's like, no, man, it's fine. It was a phase. Like, okay, cool. That really sucks that you have that permanently etched on your body. I'm going to lay down. But not naked, right?
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't know. Will I get the whole bed to myself? Because all of a sudden, I'm tempted. And there's a breeze going through here, and I love to feel that wind. I got to sleep alone that night. Greatest tramp stamp ever.
I'm guessing he's not a stomach sleeper.
That was good.
Thanks. Oh, fudge. Anyway.
I missed the Nero cruise. Zan went to Nero once. Didn't have a good time, but I did get to see genuinely how athletic they are. I've been doing LARPing. I used to be a bit better than, the amorphous blob that you see in front of you now, but I was never something you would call athletic. Then this motherfucker showed up to my game. And in the tavern, a large room about this size, tables lined up for us all to sit on, there's an attack. I am working on the food. I was the tavern keep at the time, so I got to watch the whole thing as they were trapped in a corner. 2 or 3 bad guys coming right at them, in the corner of the room, no way out. Until they just jumped on the table and fucking made Pippi Longstockings and just skipped from table to table, as every NPC in the room was just like, holy fuck, they're gonna break their neck. No, they got out. Well, we need to kill them. No, genuinely one of the most athletic, agile things I've ever seen. I'm like, oh my god, and they like me.
It was a nice triple jump from one end of the cafe to the other. You had tables, they were a jumpable distance, it was fine.
It was very good. Well, the good thing is, it kind of lucked out, because those tables weren't exactly the sturdiest thing on the planet. And like me, some of the Nero players are larger, so none of us ever thought to step on the table, because we break the goddamn thing. Now here's this one. The supple nymph is just leaping from table to table as I, the tavern keep and holder of the insurance for the chapter, is going, this place is somehow going to burn down. I don't know how, but you're definitely destroying a table and it will be kindling.
Hey, they didn't make a rule after me for that.
Literally, the moment that game was done, that became illegal, even though we truly respect that you pulled it off.
It's I guess I had to cast a spell to do it.
Yes,
I'm jumping on the table, I'm jumping on the table.
That's not how my game works, but yes.
I know.
Yes, how it works.
Jumping on the table.
Jumping on the table. You learned nothing from the movie.
I'm magic.
I'm mad. You can't just whisper, I'm magic.
I'm magic. Come on! Total good, it's a smooth move.
Somebody knows your song.
What was it?
Dragon Monk! They fight and kick, they hit with sticks. Haha, I replaced you with they, I win.
Thank you.
Dragon Monk! I had so much trouble. A few of my friends have went through the transition, and I don't know why, I have so much trouble changing what I already know. But I was getting better, except for one thing, and I felt so bad about this. I was getting used to the they sheet. I was getting used to Zanny, but I would break every time I was mad. And I promise you, it wasn't on purpose. But I became a fucking dad. It's like, oh, Zanny, I love you, Zanny. You made upside down pizza. Xander! Xander the Blue! Coming every time I got mad. It happened. Until finally, I was livid one day. I don't even remember what happened. I was like, Xander! They go, Zanny! I'm like, I don't care. They go, you have to. I'm like, oh shit, you're right. They go, well, do you? Yes, I'm sorry. And we made passionate love. And like, holy shit, I don't remember what I was angry about. You tricked me. Well done. But that's the day. I was able to control it a bit more after that day, but I always noticed every time I get angry, like, Zanny, you need to do it every time.
Newest trick in the book?
Newest trick in the book. Aw, you can teach a gay ferret new tricks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously. You're still with me, so I gotta teach you new tricks.
Fair enough. Yes. Oh. This one's called the helicopter.
It's like a really weird version of My Fair Lady.
What?
I understand if you know what the...
Anyway.
Now get down there and sing. Sing into my gully.
Oh my God, if there is ever an echo, I'm leaving.
Just make Bobby McFerrin noises down there. Anyway. Don't you remember Bobby McFerrin? All he just did, and it was on the radio. It was amazing.
I'm making this very clear. If we are having sex, the last thing I want to think about is a scat man, okay? Let me be very clear.
I'm just going to see you down there like singing.
Oh, fuck, I have to do it to you now. What was the other one?
And you look up at me and you're like, no scat, man. Like, Alright, I'm done. What was the question?
We had one that I'm not allowed to say anymore during sex. Look, we crack each other up. We're both comedians. It happens. Handjob the Spider is one of our best friends. It's my hand. And he doesn't know what to do anymore because there's nothing to handjob. So that has been a topic constantly in our bed at night as I crawl over them and they just giggle because I'm a fucking moron and I'm 5. But we have come up with rules that we are no longer allowed to do during sex because it just stops the sex and turns it into comedy. And I can't remember the one that we just had. You came up with a new one and I was dying.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry, everyone. This is super unprofessional. We just know we had one.
Wasn't Handjob the Spider, was it?
No, Handjob's been around for years. That's like one of our first personal memes.
So Handjob the Spider.
Yeah, that's how we knew. That's how I knew we were meant for each other. I did Handjob the Spider them on like our 4th, 5th date, and they thought it was adorable. I'm like, oh, well, this might work out.
Oh my god! You slung me in your. All right.
Called you Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Oh,
I went into a... wait, that's the wrong thing.
If you call me some pig, I will throw this at you.
Come on, you're radiant.
And you're Templeton.
Oh.
I miss our rats. We had rats for a while. We had little ratties. If you've never experienced rats as a household pet, the first thing I need to tell you is the misconception. They are one of the cleanest pets you will have, except for one thing. They do not care where they go to the bathroom. You just have to deal with that. But they're usually in their cage. Rats are one of the cleanest animals you will have. But remember that first thing we told you about? Well, that's what enamored us to our little baby rats. Our friend brought over a cage with 6 of them for our roommate to pick 2 to keep. And this cage was, a nice little cage for little baby rats. They had a little wheel to run around in. They had their water dish. They had a tube. And then we went into the kitchen. They were all asleep in the tube. 5 ratties cuddled together. And we watched as one of them shit on another rat in the middle of the tube. Totally blocked off by other rats. And the rat who got defecated on freaked the fuck out. And just wanted to get out, but he couldn't. Because the tube was filled with rats. And he just started squabbling. And the rest of the ratties started squabbling. And the ratty who took the shit fell asleep. And I knew I wanted ratties. They're the best pets. They were so cute.
They're very cute.
I'll never forget tube shit, though. That poor rat. That's the one we kept, by the way. That was Aria. We had a thing in our house called fingies. Aria loved fingies. If you were holding her in her hand, she would lick the tips of all of your fingers. They loved it. And we couldn't figure out why until one day I thought, like, hey, the first time I handled that rat, I had literally just finished rolling a bunch of joints for a convention. I think the resin was on my fingers, so in a young rat's life, it was just like, oh, yeah, and it's been trying to get that high ever since. Chris the Comedy Bunny! Ladies and gentlemen, both tonight, let's give it up for one of our best friends of the Dragget Show, hysterical comedian, Chris the Comedy Bunny!
What about the note on the ratties? Do you remember what I said when I was incredibly high and getting my fingers licked?
No.
I was sitting there and I was blazed. And I look at Alkali. My finger's getting licked by the world.
That's right.
It really was just like, I'm one with nature. And then they were, I'm sure, because, bomb.
Big bump.
Of course.
So, did you just get here?
Yes.
Thank
God
you.
didn't want me here.
And you pissed in the face of God again?
Really hard.
Excellent, I'm so glad.
Hell yes.
I was supposed to rent a car yesterday, but that didn't work because they were like, hey, it has to be 24 hours exactly on the dot. And I was like, all right, sure. So I got there at 9 because they let me rent the car at 9, but I technically made the reservation at 12. So she's like, well, you got to wait 3 hours. And I was like, neat. I don't have a... So, just sit here then? And she's like... And I'm like, all right. So I start wandering around back, and they have like there's like a whole ass forest trail.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I'm wandering through the forest trail. And, yeah, right? And so I'm just wandering down this fucking trail, and I'm like, whoa, there's like a river, and it's like fucking magical. And then I come across some trans chicks. Those are deer. And they like walk straight up to me, and they're like, hey, can we have some candy? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I give them some of my fucking Slurpee that I was eating, drinking. And I'm like, here. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, you good.
It's a Slurpee, it's a bit of both.
Yeah, they were into it. So like I said, me and these trans chicks are in the woods slurring a slushy, and then I'm like, look over, and I was like, man, these deer are like really fucking mellow. And then I look, and there's just a big ass bag of heroin needles.
Oh.
And I'm like, no wonder they're so fucking mellow. They're tripping balls right now. Holy shit, deers.
I want to be there when they get home and have to describe to their dear family what happened. It's like, well, I was out foraging when I found a prickly bush made of glass. I put my snout in it and I smelled the world. Then all of a sudden, a young rabbit came out of the forest, dressed to the nines. Not the nines of the year, like a 9-year-old.
Oh.
And they had a cup. And as I licked from that cup, I realized carcinogens are amazing.
It was the nectar of the gods. So then I waited. So then I fed these. So me and these deer hung out for like 3 hours or something like that. And then I went back and I was like, so can I get my car now? And then she fucking hold on 1 minute and just went to the other room. And I was like, bitch, you know I've been here for 3 hours. I was feeding your weird fucking forest deer. What do you want from me?
And she's like, there's no forest back there. And you just look at the parking lot.
Yeah.
The heroin was inside you the whole time.
The deer was the heroin I ate along the way. So then I'm like, all right. So she comes back. She's like, all right, let's get you taken care of. I was like, thank God. So that happens. Then I'm there. And then she's like, oh, by the way, we're going to need to do a credit check. And I was like, oh, well, fuck that. I'm not going to pass that at all. And she was like, well, it's just a soft credit check. I'm like, bitch, what's the difference between a soft credit check and a hard credit check?
Viagra.
Right? And she's like, oh, well, don't worry about it. As long as this thing doesn't print anything out, we'll be...
Oh, God.
And then she's like, oh, yeah, you didn't pass. And then she hands me my little ticket that just says, you're financially irresponsible and don't belong in capitalism. And she's like, by the way, you can't rent from us for like the next 60 days. Wow. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have a... Okay, cool, I guess I'll go back hang out with the forest deer then. So then I went back and hung out with the forest deer, and then I couldn't find any, like I tried 1,000 different solutions, tried other cars, no one had any cars, tried a bunch of different things. Finally, I got a stupid fucking plane ticket here. And so, but it was for like today in the morning, and then I went there and I did that, but then I had a stupid layover for 6 hours in stupid Baltimore.
Oh my God. Wait, Baltimore?
I know, I overshot.
You live in Chicago, kind of.
Well, I know, I went,
teach them geography.
I asked for a parachute so I could just kind of get out while we were over Pittsburgh.
Parachute.
Oh my
Come
God.
on, let me do it, I swear to God.
I can guide toward that. I play Pilot Wings.
Yeah, I can come fucking zooming in. So anyways, I'm there, and it was fine. It was boring as fuck. But the best part about it was I ran into this like these group of girls. They were like having their fun. I don't know that it was a full-on bachelor party because I didn't see a bunch of dick shit everywhere. But bachelorette party energy, certainly.
Definitely.
And they were going, and they had gotten some food, and they were eating their food. And then the lady like got the drink, and then she fucking popped the top off, and then she looked around, and then she just poured 6 tiny little rum bottles into the drink. And I go, damn, bitch. And she goes, it's just a little something to take the edge off.
6 rum bottles takes the
It
edge
takes
off.
the edge off. I was like, damn, girl, you edgy.
You should have just gone the other way, like, damn, you're having 6 bottles worth?
Hey, Chris.
Holy shit.
Karen just ate a whole bag of mushrooms.
Oh, bro, Karen just ate a whole bag of mushrooms. What was it?
Karen's a fucking champ.
She's a fucking champ. That's what it was, yeah.
don't
God,
ask.
we were really stoned.
That's like every time.
I know, but that one in particular.
Yeah.
Well, because, okay, so the important thing to remember is that when Zen and I hang, I smoke a lot of weed in your garage.
That's what the garage is for.
We
built
walk
it,
in.
we smoke. I installed a vent in the garage. The person installing it went, what the hell is this for? And I said, weed. And he stopped, and he looked at the vent, and he looked at the garage and goes, you're a fucking genius.
Look, there's recording.
Champ.
You're a fucking champ.
There's recording mode and there's a weed mode. Red light, green light. That's what it's for. We're recording and we're smoking weed. It's one of the two.
Yeah, but we're super stoned and we're hanging out, and then I want to say, I don't know that we were at that level of weed where we were having telepathy because we both had the same, like, imaginary thought. Or maybe we were talking out loud. I don't remember.
Yeah, we're just like looking at each other, both saying at the same time, Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah,
Like that, you know.
Like, so we were just sitting there laughing because I don't know who it was, but I'm sitting there like, and I was just rolling, and then Zen starts laughing, and then we were both imagining the exact same scenario, which was an office environment where a young lady by the name of Karen just ate a whole bag of mushrooms, and she is just fucking rolling on the ground, losing it, and all of her coworkers are looking around like, damn, Karen!
Yeah!
Take a whole bag of mushrooms.
But like,
she's a fucking champ.
yeah, encouraging.
Yeah,
This is what I walked into. None of the setup, none of the creation. I walked into the garage to hear, damn, Karen, you just ate a whole bag of mushrooms? She's a fucking champ.
You know that reaction they have when Neo and Morpheus are fighting? The same shit, like, oh shit! Karen just ate a whole bag of mushrooms.
it was the idea like you run over to every cubicle like, dude, Karen just ate a whole fucking bag of mushrooms, get in here!
And then the supervisor comes in, it's like, this is a TPS, but did Karen just eat a whole bag of mushrooms?
Yeah.
She's a fucking champ.
Even he gets it.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. In my corporate life, back when I had the stupid job, like, Karen ate a whole bag of mushrooms, like, yeah, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
She's not a champ.
How else are you going to survive?
Absolutely. We had a gentleman, so there's a bar underneath the Chicago Board of Trade called Ceres. It shut down because the Chicago Board of Trade is basically gone, but that's neither here nor there. Ceres had one rule. Ceres would be open until the last badged broker left. So there was a yellow badge you had to wear if you were allowed to trade in the pit. And they knew that if they kept that on and sat at that bar, a bartender would just stay all night. All night! Well, we had one gentleman, his acronym was BED. He was bad. That was his name, Bed. And we all called him Bed. And Bed should be dead. Because Bed got his portfolio from Dad. That's right, Bed is in bed with Dad. And Bed went down to Ceres on a Friday after work after losing an exuberant amount of money. You know why I used that word? Because it wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't a ton of money. The only way to describe this is an exuberant amount of money because no one would let him out of his position because fuck you, Daddy doesn't buy you a badge, we all pretended to earn this. Oh. Well, he sat in that bar on Friday, kept it open all night, sat in that bar on Saturday, and only left when a friend of mine offered him a window pane. If you don't know what that is 4 pieces of acid all connected together. It's called the window pane because you're supposed to break it into 4 pieces. Well, he put it under his tongue. There's more to the story, but we're going to get to Sunday. On Sunday, he stole a train.
My mom did a whole window pane of acid.
Oh my God, I know. Acid
That's right.
Yeah.
Fucking jam.
No, literally stole a Metra engine because, and I quote, I didn't know how to get home, but I knew which train I was supposed to take. Okay then.
Smart.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, we have half an hour left to the show. It is my privilege, my honor, my joy to introduce our good friend and their mate. Both of you are coming up here. I know I didn't tell you. Give it up for your guest of honor, Sue the Deer! And give it up for one of the people that behind the scenes makes things happen. If you've ever enjoyed a musical show at this convention, I guarantee you they had something to do with it. Give it up for the great Benny! You move down one.
With
You're moving down one, and I'm moving down one. Chris, you're going over there. Benny and Sue.
Going this way?
Yes, okay. Going that way. Yeah, because we need to separate the microphones, and I don't need one.
Yeah, I heard you all the way down at like room 314.
314? I'm getting old.
How are you supposed to know where we are?
No, that's the sad. This isn't a joke. I can't do my my full screens since I got COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, I caught COVID a while ago. And the one thing I've noticed, the one residual, is when I do the full, you sometimes see me do it at the beginning of Who's Line. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Who's Line. That has killed my voice in one, so I can't do it anymore.
It's hot. That's chocolate. I swear.
Well,
You swear? There's only one way to know.
I poop.
It was a 50-50 chance for sweetness. Well, I regret nothing.
These seats are already warm.
That is
kind of warm.
Welcome to the Dragget Show. There's always a warm seat for you.
Oh.
you know how I know you like those ads, Alkali?
Why?
Because you play craps.
Yes.
I know it's bad.
That was good.
Immediately for the brown joke.
Gotta go.
So, how is your convention? Longest running guest of honor at Anthrocon?
It's been 84 years. It's been 84 years.
That's a little off. For those of you who don't know, because of COVID, Sue and one other person is actually the longest running guest of honor in the fandom because it had to be delayed by 3 years. So congratulations to being one hell of an exhausted guest of honor. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very
One
much.
hell of a reason.
Right?
COVID giveth and COVID taketh away.
They get like 3 free badges out of you.
They did.
Yeah.
For each of the virtual years, they did badges.
Yeah, if you haven't seen, this is some of Sue's art, and me and Fox were squeeing over it, because there's a little fox. Fox lost his mind.
Did he? Oh,
Yes. There's little foxes in the
Have you seen
mansions.
the t-shirt?
I haven't seen the t-shirt.
You gotta see the t-shirt.
I want to see the t-shirt. Where's the t-shirt?
I think I accidentally did so much vor art.
Wait, you did
Whoa.
war art?
I like accidentally stumbling into war art.
I know, I accidentally.
Oh, there's the t-shirt. Could somebody bring up that t-shirt,
Bring it up.
please?
Bring
Thank
it
you,
up.
I really appreciate it. But hey, dude. Thanks, appreciate it.
Sure, no worries.
All right. Let's see
They
this.
did
I
my
wanna see.
pet peeve.
Thank you. You did so much vor art. Anthrocon, sneaking vor past Kage. Anthrocon, we'll do it my way. Anthrocon, cockroaches will be mad and sad and glad. Thank you for being here.
That's a big mouth.
That's a great song.
Wow.
It's just a high perspective view of the fox and the grapes. It's fine.
I like this. This is cute as fuck.
Thank you.
So, Sue, for anyone who missed opening ceremonies, could you tell them the comic that you were involved in?
Let's see, for about 10 years, way back in the old days of web comics, I did a comic strip called Domain of Our Own. And thank you, there's one. It ran for about 10 years. But I also worked on Never Never. I think there was something else, I can't remember what it is.
It's a joke.
Because it's been so long. Yes, Book of Corals
Oh, thank you.
is the latest release from Sanguine Productions, or Publications.
Nice.
Something like that. And my artwork is in there.
That's awesome. That was so
It's
fun.
pretty good. And then there's all this shitload of work I did for Braver Anthrocon.
Did you sneak Vor in there too?
I don't. I mean, you could. Maybe?
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 I don't think so.
Alright.
I think we have a new drop down. on FA, it's just going to be called Maybe More. Maybe More. Maybe More. You don't know what you're clicking on. Maybe More.
I'm into sneaky more. I like it.
Sneaky More.
Sneaky more, a little like you look at a cat and the cat's like, and there's just like a rat tail hanging out, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And you're like,
Sneaky More.
"Nothing."
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
No,
Ratatouille.
Sneaky more is the way to go. I watched the National Geographic, right? Like, you know, you got some fucker in the desert, be like, oh, well, it's pretty hot out, and I'm not doing pretty good. And just a sand beetle comes like, oh, fuck! And like, before you know it, you're in the mouth, and that's it.
Shoot,
Yeah.
You're hanging out. Like, oh no, this
See,
is
now
the worst.
I want David Attenborough narrated for. I mean,
Oh, when he's getting off to it.
He would probably be into it.
David Attenborough is into everything. David Attenborough is obviously into the experience. Have you know? So if you watch all the old documentaries, David Attenborough does a voiceover. If you watch their new documentaries, they're fucking going there. The last one I saw was this plant. He's like, this is the most painful plant on the planet. Puts on a glove, jams his hand into the plant, goes, that still hurts like the dickens. The camera cuts, he is back, same location, no glove, arm no longer on camera, doing his job. That man is a hero. He definitely destroyed his hand, kept a smile, and kept the scene going. Respect.
Welcome to David Attenborough's Jackass.
Right?
My word.
it's like having your hand run through a mangler. You're still smiling? Ah, you're a con chair.
Wait, I got it. Can we have Charlie Adler back and have David Attenborough in the same
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
It's like a sitcom, Adler and
This is
Attenborough.
why I used to be programming director for this convention, because I'm just damn diabolical.
Yes.
All right, who doesn't know who Charlie Adler is?
It happens.
How do you explain that?
Okay.
Your childhood.
Cow and Chicken and the Red Guy.
One guy did all the voices.
Yeah.
Imagine that recording session.
What a nice gentleman. He just, oh my God, such a nice
The devil, you mean the thing that made me say, okay, butts on TV are okay. Because like Jesus, their ass is everywhere.
Yes. So many.
So much fun.
Some pork butts.
Oh my God.
They're just flinging them at the wall.
That was the thickest devil ever. I would just
He was
thickest.
dummy thick.
Dummy thick devil.
Homie was caked up.
Satan got back. Caked up.
He's caked up.
God damn it.
He's caked up in every scene.
Dummy Thick Devil sounds like a bad cereal.
No, it's dessert. Oh, that's a dessert.
That's
Dummy
definitely
thick
a
devil.
dessert. Dummy thick, I would make a dummy thick devil.
Dummy thick devil chocolate.
Oh, Beelzebub got back.
Whoa!
Damn it, Danny.
Beelzebub Brownies. We could make Beelzebub Brownies.
Out of the devil's lettuce.
Done. So I have some interesting news for you. A friend of mine moved away, and they are also growers, and they realized moving that amount of weed across the country, not the best idea. But it's all trim, so all I can do is make canna butter out of it.
Oh, I was going to say, did he leave you plants? Did he leave you a nursery and you became weed daddy?
Well, cooking with alkali is getting interesting.
Maybe baking with alkali.
That would be baked baking with alkali, which is a show we wanted to do, but we didn't want to get canceled off Twitch. So
This episode's gonna be way slower.
hi everyone.
Brownies and chill. Yeah.
Welcome to the Dragget Show. I'm not here.
Truly.
Then 4 hours of me sleeping on the table. I jump up. Brownies have been around since the Stone Age.
The history of
I didn't
brownies.
realize that if you passed out on Twitch, your audience would just tune in more to see what would happen.
I would sleep. I am a very heavy sleeper, but apparently I scream things.
Oh, yes you do.
Oh,
Good
so
Lord, the
why?
night tent.
We are siblings.
Excellent.
Look,
It makes me feel better.
When
I
I
giggle,
first-
I yell shit.
I love that you sing.
What was the thing that I did recently? Tell me.
Oh gosh, you can tell like someone's having an argument with someone even though they're still half asleep. So there's an argument going on, and then just as clear as you, bored now, and then she just rolls over away from the argument and right back to sleep.
That's amazing.
Alkali does this to me all the time. He'll get me up and tell me I said things when I was half asleep. I'm like, what? I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
Oh God. What was the disturbing thing?
Oh my God, yeah. I'm trying to remember the context of that though. It was like the laugh of I'm going to murder someone. They're just like,
One time,
what the hell?
One time I'm waking up
Like Chucky's
at a convention, and I'm on a health kick, so I'm going downstairs to get my cardio in for the morning, and I accidentally wake up Alkali. Oh wait, oh, he's going under. He's a turtle. And so I wake up, I was like, what are you doing? I'm just gonna go do some cardio. You better yourself on your own time. He's fucking sleeping! And he goes back to sleep.
I feel really bad, but also I'm amused.
And you're like, what did I say?
That was a fever. Yeah.
I also want to introduce Benny. Benny is a part of almost all of the music acts here. Benny is a master of organization of music. Benny, could you give them a quick idea of your background in music?
What? Oh, good God.
Yeah, exactly.
I played in the local symphony orchestra. I played in groups as varied as the Baltimore Ravens marching band all the way up through the San Francisco Symphony.
That's insane.
So,
that is so cool.
So for here, I'm doing stuff like, for all the things that went on main stage today and ran only a half hour late, which is like amazing for Anthrocon. All the stage plots, all the mic plots, getting that all organized, all that, and I'm playing in two of the bands, and I'm gonna put on a force suit, head and march tuba in the parade tomorrow.
Oh my God, you are?
Yeah.
You do realize this is Pittsburgh, or as we like to call it, a bowl of humid soup.
Yes.
Okay, good luck.
I remember the first year we flew in here, and the humidity got on the plane before anyone got off, and
Yeah.
so it's just like, oh, we're in Pittsburgh now. But yeah, so
So we isolated really hard so that he would be able to play that tuba and not catch COVID.
not catching up. Oh God, yeah. There's one group right now I'm playing, and they called me the last minute to play Music Man, and they're short. So for reed players, if you don't know, when you play in a pit orchestra, you could have 1 to up to 11 instruments. The hardest book is 3 penny opera, it's 11 instruments. And so I show up and they're like, oh, we're short players. Can you like take 3 of these books and read them? So I've got like 4 or 5 instruments around me, and I'm swapping with the guy next to me to cover all the parts.
Oh my God.
Then you start reading like 70, 80 pages.
Don't pick up the wrong thing.
How many instruments can you play?
All of the voices of clarinets, and there's about 12 of those. All of the saxes. I play really bad brass and really bad piano. But oddly, it's like the instruments I'm crappy at are the ones I've done on national TV. For like marching bands and parades and stuff, it's like tuba and baritone. And it's like, oh, that's the one that shows up on the air.
Holy shit.
So, yeah.
That is so cool. That is so cool. I'm really glad you guys joined us. This is we've been wanting to have you guys on the show for a while, and all it took was, a deadly disease.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, yeah. And that's me that did the
deadly disease?
The brass
Yeah,
band.
you did that.
No, the brass band Dragget Show.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
right.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. If you've seen the Dragget Show, the backing track for Status's original.
Status was so kind. They recorded that, and I was like, can I add to it? They're like, yeah.
Oh no, Status is
It
a
was just
sweet.
like, oh, cool.
Status is one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet.
Benny, at first you're like, you're a guest of honor for 3 years, and Benny's like, oh yeah, that was me. Like, you caused COVID. I'm like, wait, what do I know about? Benny, what? Is that why Sue's been guest of honor champion? Like, that's why she's had the belt and then dropped it yet?
Everyone got to stay home, walk the line, became a full-time furry.
That's right. Yeah, COVID changed a lot of things. Chris met some heroin deer.
I did meet some heroin deer. They were cool.
Really?
That's amazing.
So you know my family now.
I ran into them in the woods. They were
Holy shit.
Watch out for Bobby. He's a little sus.
Oh, yeah. No, they were all chill. They were
They were probably having eaten apples that fell.
Oh, God.
And
Oh.
got a little messed up.
Oh, no. There was just a bag of heroin needles nearby.
Oh, nice. So, like, instead of antlers, they just had, like, these
Yeah,
fans.
they were just like putting their head in there, like,
That sounds about right.
So because they're here,
Staring at no headlights?
no, because they're here, it's one of my favorite stories of all time. If you're a fan of the Dragget Show, you've heard it. I can't. It was genuinely one of the most genuine, funniest things I've ever seen. We all helped with Basement Con. a convention, the world's worst furry convention, held in a cabin covered in murderous instruments all over every wall and fires that will burn down the house eventually. It's a blast. Well, we were done for the night. We were finally sitting around. We are all at the point where,
the fire had burned down low enough we could get near it.
yeah, the fire had burned down low enough, and we were all fairly inebriated. All of us were. We did.
Yeah.
We were all done, and we're sitting there. Sue, the fire washing over her, tall grass directly behind her, and out of the tall grass, Sue's family visited a big ass fucking deer. Their head comes out of the grass and goes right here. It was stationary. Multiple people saw it and had no idea how to react. Sue has not seen it, and it's just here, enjoying the fire. And when Sue finally looks over, at the same time we watch it, went, eh. And the moment Sue made a noise, we watched two deer mirror each other. Because this deer bounded into the sky, threw itself back into the grass, rolled down the embankment, burst into the street, and ran into the woods. This deer leapt over the fire, ran towards the house. It was beautiful. And I'm so glad your family decided to join us.
It was a shock. It was unexpected, but I was there.
You were. I also love Betty's reaction because I'm fairly certain Betty's reaction was Sue sitting here, run, Betty. Yeah.
Nothing runs like a deer.
Nothing runs like a deer. So majestic.
Deers are majestic, but they make crazy noises. If you know anyone who knows deer, they go and all sorts of shit like that, right?
Oh my.
Yep.
In Pennsylvania, we had a farmhouse that they built the tract housing around, so we had this little acre that all the animals lived in and ate everyone else's garden.
Run down 1700s farm.
Yeah, it was this weird.
Everyone hated.
This weird inverse Disney. I had possums and hawks and raccoons and everything because all the animals lived there. Well, at the corner of the property was an old apple tree that no one had pruned in years. And if you ever know that, you get apples about that big that are just rock hard. And the deer would come out and eat it because they would sleep in the front yard at night. I mean, if you shined your car lights across the lawn, it's just 40 pairs of eyes are looking at you.
Why do you have so many lawn ornaments? What is wrong with you?
Those gnomes are adorable.
And you finally get good weather where it's not too hot, not too cold, so you open the windows up and it's a beautiful night and you hear the crickets going and it's quiet. And then just off in the distance, some deer has decided to try to eat those apples. And they're basically all lungs that big. And so you just hear, at just stupid loud volume as one of them retches up an apple that blocked their airways in an otherwise quiet night.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
It's so romantic.
Yeah, exactly.
I love you.
No, that was the raccoons? Was it the raccoons? No, it was...
Raccoons fighting make a more murderous noise than you've ever freaking heard. It sounds like 5 hobos murdering each other with straws. It's insane, right? And all you can do out there is just go out there. It's a territory fight. Go out there and break it up with a hose, and it'll happen again in a few more hours. It's just But it sounds like humans screaming, fighting, murdering each other. Someone's ripping someone's throat out. It's scary.
See, we have the opposite. We're city livers.
Yeah,
we're Chicago. So when Mia was around, every once in a while, I realized how much of a prissy cat that kitten was. For we have a table next to our big window in front, and I'd see Mia just standing there majestically, not looking out the window, looking at our ceiling, very still. And we'd hear these horrible noises outside as all the male cats in the neighborhood are having a fight in our front lawn for Mia, who is playing hard to get behind the plate glass window. Meow.
So she just fit right in with the rest of you hussies.
Yeah.
Just like the red light.
Just like mommy.
Are you in the part of Chicago where you play firework or gunshot?
We just talked about that!
Yes! It's a real thing, damn it.
It is.
No, I don't play firework or and gunshot, I find them very easy to tell apart. Zan plays firework and gunshot, and I play how scared can I make my mate so they cuddle with me harder. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds really bad. I'll protect you.
Wait, is firework or gunshot not a thing everyone plays?
No, just us.
What?
Yeah, no.
What?
Your neighborhood, not so much firework or gunshot, more so along the lines of gunshot or AK-47.
No, I've only heard a couple of automatic weapons.
Only a couple.
Only a couple.
That's okay. Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Not in my current neighborhood, just in my last neighborhood.
Alright.
We were
I upgraded.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
We were up
Did you get to bed at night by the early bird coming out?
Oh, no. I didn't live in LA.
Oh my God, we had that in San Jose.
Oh, no.
We didn't realize until after we lived there for a year or two, and we actually went on vacation somewhere, we couldn't go to bed. And we didn't hear
We couldn't get to
opera.
sleep.
Oh, neat. That's some fun white noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were just like, oh, it's time for bed. Oh.
All right, if you're part of the Dragget Show Patreon, you can throw questions to us before every show. We have a few questions today. We're actually not going to get to all of them. In fact, we're probably going to save a few of them for our show. If you've enjoyed this, by the way, we do have a show. You can look us up on Twitch. We're Alkali and Zanny. If you have a moment, take a look. If you give us a follow, you'll see when we're streaming. We're just goofy all the time. This is what we do.
Alkali, Danny, all in word. Just want to get that out.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We're going to use this question, though, because I want to hear it from a musician of Benny's caliber.
No.
From Status the Ferret, and thank you so much, Status, for participating. Status would like to know for all the panelists, but we're going to start with Benny. What's on your road trip playlist? You are a musical monster. What are you listening to when you were on those long road trips?
Well, the musical monsters just walked in. Those people are professionals compared to me.
Oh my God, if we didn't have like 5 minutes left, I'd have you guys come up here. I'm so sorry. Guys, tomorrow we will be doing Anthrocon tonight. It could not happen without these two. Give it up for Cosmic and Rhubarb.
Silliest thing.
That's fine.
Any road trip list will have Moving Right Along from the Muppet movie
Yes.
in it.
That was our moving music.
Wonderful!
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, that whole album is just wonderful.
Oh, that's
you forget how good the music is in those movies.
I love it. Chris, what's your road trip playlist?
Lately I've been hyper-focusing on a song called Riding Me, and it's a pop-punk song about fucking your daddy.
What the fuck?
Sometimes I ask questions that I didn't want to know the answer
It's like
to.
a road trip song because it's about riding.
No.
You're welcome, Status.
You're welcome, Status.
It's a really good song.
Sue, do you just listen to what Benny, or do you have your own personal choices?
Benny tends to control the radio because I don't drive.
Oh, yeah, fair.
But I do get to decide some things once in a while. You know, sometimes I say, "You want to listen to a book?" And I said, "Yes, but none of your Civil War stuff."
That's funny.
There was one point I was going through a whole bunch of history books, and there's like one of them went for forever. It's,
We listened one time to Treasure Island on one trip, and we were driving this big gold minivan, and we figured, what the heck? We nicknamed. That's how the van got called the Hispaniola.
Hispaniola.
It's the big gold brick.
I like that.
It was good, yeah.
Now, Zandy, I'm the same way. I usually drive, but when you drive sometimes, when you don't have to put up with my music, what's yours? What's your playlist?
Honestly, it's a lot of like. Sometimes I go back in my history and do like the shit I listened to in high school or college or whatever. Little Billy Joel, a little bit of Spangle.
Licking on his wives.
Licking on his wives.
Look at this one.
Me and Chris had the stupidest joke ever. It's like, okay, what's the fucking line? John Mellencamp, sucking on chili dogs outside the Tasty Freeze, right? And so for some reason it turned into Billy Joel sucking on his wives outside the Tasty Freeze. Don't ask how we got there, but it just happened. And always like, and then Chris was like, God damn it, Billy Joel!
In my mind, I added a character which is just like this distressed teen working at Tasty Freeze, who like comes out to throw the garbage out, and Billy Joel's just this feral creature like sucking
on his wives.
Yeah, and he's got a broom. He's like, God dang it, Billy Joel, you go on, you get it.
And he's got the broom, but he just runs runs away on all fours, like, you know? Yeah.
You need that. I need to see that.
And then, and then what was it? Oh yeah, he's all like, it doesn't matter how many you suck on. Polygamy's illegal here, Billy Joe. Ain't your wife.
Oh my God!
Doesn't matter if you're a real man.
Doesn't matter.
So dumb.
You gotta tickle those keys.
You gotta get those keys. You can't tickle your eyes. You can't put something in front of my tasty freeze. You're scaring away the customers.
Go on, you get. Go on.
That song
Anyway,
years before I ever actually ran into a Tasty Freeze. I just thought they just made up the name.
there's one in our mall, and I sent it to Chris, like, yo, Billy Joel's here.
Yeah.
Suck it on chili dog wife.
It's chili dog
Not a
wife.
slider wife.
Not a slider
My
wife.
slider wife.
That's me. I'm a chili dog wife.
Ooh, yeah?
Oh.
Oh,
Alkali got it.
I know.
God damn it.
Alkali. It's because I'm a girl with a dick. Alkali. Zan isn't.
Thanks, Chris.
Zan's a fish taco wife.
Oh, a taco wife.
My beautiful fish taco wife.
What? My friend...
It's Taco Tuesday!
That's what I say when, never mind. My friend who got their transition actually did get their sausage tacos on the day before they got their surgery, which is amazing.
Awesome. What did I give you for a last dick meal?
I can't remember.
I think
Last dick meal.
No, I didn't want. I wanted to be, so I knew they were going to be gone, so I went like all out on a dinner. But there were definitely innuendos. I know there was steak. Oh, risotto, but kind of separated in the middle and looked very familiar.
Good Lord.
I play with my food.
Apparently. Just put a little carrot in there. Anyway.
For status, so I am generally I will listen to almost anything. I have things that I do enjoy listening to while driving, more upbeat stuff.
Oh, that was the question.
Yes! I remembered I had to answer it for status. But I have one song I built a playlist off of, and this playlist has actually gone, it's pretty fun, I enjoy it. But I was driving with my father. Now, my dad and me have finally started getting along because I moved out.
Humble brag.
No, I know. No, genuinely, it's actually really cool. Ever since I got out of that house, we could have a real relationship. Because if they are an asshole, I can go bye, and it's done, and it's wonderful.
Same.
Right? It's very nice. And if I'm an asshole, they can also walk away from me because I'm an asshole. So, I'm in the car taking my father to Costco. Why am I taking my father to Costco? Because they love Costco, but they hate buying that much. So every item they buy, you want one of these? Like, yeah, Dad, I'll take another gallon of bleach. I don't know what you think I'm doing in my... You want one of these? Yep, a chicken breast. Sounds great. You want half of this? A loaf of bread. Fuck me. Okay, I'm not buying anything. I'll just take half of your shit. And that's how Costco shopping goes. And we're in my car. And I have a random radio station on. And all of a sudden, in a moment of silence, the refrain from a song comes on. Did you ever get a little tired of life? Waking up, but you don't want to die. You can get through that strife. You just gotta, and my dad's like, what the fuck are you listening to? Like the greatest song I have ever heard. Get a little tired of life? You're unhappy, but you don't want to die? This is amazing. He goes, you need help. Like,
No shit.
like, Dad, you can't tell me. Listen to the beat. The song goes, this is about suicide. You can't like this. I'm like, why? This is really well done. Listen to the lyrics. He's like, you can't like that because if you do, then I know too much about you. No, we are an old family. There is no talking of emotions. So I immediately made a radio station out of that song. What comes on next? Bohemian Rhapsody. My dad goes, okay, you're fine.
Oh, that one's okay for some reason. Okay,
That one's good.
So apparently suicide's okay if you talk about 7 minutes.
Absolutely, I know. As long as the song's long enough.
Suicide's
As
not
long as it's
okay.
long enough.
Killing someone else and ruining your own life, yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
As long as it's pretty.
As long as you can like sing along.
Yeah, you get it. It's
If you can headbang at someone, that's
Don't worry.
If I can can play this song at a hockey game, I'm into it.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, I made it up to him. I put on his favorite song, the theme song from MASH. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, this has been the Dragget Show! Give it up for our guest, Chris the Comedy Bunny! The master of music, Benny! Your 3-year running guest of honor and a wonderful person, thank you for being here, Sue the Deer! And of course, the creator of the Dragget Show, my mate. They have changed my life for the better, and I can't imagine it without them. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, give it up for Zanny. We have to do another panel. What
Are we
is it?
missing anyone?
Everybody give it up for Alkali! There we go.
My next channel is going to be Dragget Show.
Yep, that's where we're headed.
Yep.
All right, the next thing you will see us at is in the Westin Allegheny Ballroom, the Boozy Badger Late Show. That's at 11 p.m. with a half-hour break. Until next time, don't forget, you get out of a convention what you put into it. Don't forget, if you have an opportunity, try out for Anthrocon tonight, and go to Anthrocon tonight. It is a chance for the fur community to take main stage at Anthrocon. Let's fill that room. Let's give support to those who are supporting us, the fucking furries. Have a great evening and good night!
If you like this nonsense, another reminder, we're on twitch.tv /Alkali and Zanny. Slash your Alkali. Plug. Chris, where are you at? Comedy Bun?
Yeah, look up Comedy Bun, watch my cartoon.
Yeah!
Where can I find you guys?
Domain.com!
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
D-O-E-M-A.
DOEMAIN.
Cool, that's cool. I like that. I thought you were just chilling for some weird GoDaddy clone.
Silver Gato Man, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gato Man, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gato Man, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.